All right, so InDesign is kind of this staging area that allows us to go in and put our advertisements or assets, right? And then we can also go in there and put some text and other items in there. It's very helpful to kind of bring everything together. Now, if you want your text to be searchable, say in a PDF, you're going to want to write all of your text analysis or whatever else inside of InDesign. Right? That's going to be on the master page or just right here on the page so you can edit it or so forth. And then I would, if you're going in and drawing over on different elements, say an image, an ad, or whatever else, I would even do those draw overs here in InDesign because we can make one individual file, for instance, this original ad or this new ad, and then we only need one of those. We don't have to save out multiple copies of it, and then in InDesign we can kind of draw over that. So that's what we're going to do here is we're going to kind of come in, and I've got an existing one here on this page, which is page 4, and you can see that there's a line and then a circle, and basically these are just basic shapes that we are going and using to pull out and kind of direct the attention to that area. What we're going to do is we're going to actually point out an element on our new ad using that same technique. So here we could come up and we could copy these two things and bring it down, but where you may not have anything existing already, let's try to recreate this. So I'm going to come down here to page 6 and we want to recreate it. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to grab this line tool. I'm going to find where I want to start, click and drag, and I'm going to bring it over here. And we're going to try to point out this top part of the zipper. I put that in there. It is a stroke, and I'm going to need to increase that stroke. So up here in my top panel, I can increase that stroke right there. I can then even pick a color. So this is the color. So I can click on the color, or this line right here, and I can choose a different color that I want to go with. Or I can come over here, I can double click on the stroke, and then I can try to find a color in there also. So another way to actually get the color that you want, the exact color, and we're going to actually try to pull from this up here, the logo, is to use the eyedropper tool. If you hit I, it should bring it up. If it's not bringing up the right tool, you can actually come over here and click and hold this until this menu comes out here, and you've got the color theme tool, the eyedropper tool, or the measure tool. And we actually want the eyedropper tool. So I'm going to click the eyedropper tool. When I have this selected, so you'll notice that it has those two little white dots on it, I can come up and I can select that color. Now this is going to try to pull from a vector, so it's a little bit low, and so it might not exactly work, but I'm going to hit OK, and that should get me pretty close to what I need. Now I've got this line, so I'm going to come up and click on the black arrow. So I've got this line, I've got the stroke to be about where I need it to be, and I can select this line here. Now I want this line to kind of come up and over, and then we'll use a circle. So I'm going to use the pen tool, and when I've got the pen tool, I can select this last point, and then I can hold shift. And I hold shift so that it goes straight up. I'm going to hold shift and click again, right about even with the top of this zipper, and then I'm going to come over just a tad bit more like that. And I get this nice line that's coming in. That's the right color. Once I'm done with that line, I can hit escape, or I can hit this black move tool, or this arrow up here. Once I've got that, I want to get a circle. And I want to highlight or circle or bring attention to the top of that zipper. So I'm going to come over here, I'm going to grab the circle, I'm going to click and drag, and I'm going to hold shift at the same time, giving me that nice perfect circle. Then I can hold space bar down if I want at the same time, and I can move it around. And I'm just going to make this about right there, and that's going to kind of overlap everything. Now you'll notice that it's not giving me the right color. It's got this black instead of everything else. I can go back to my eyedropper right there. Remember, if you're not on the eyedropper and you're the color theme, you want to move down to the eyedropper. And I'm going to select that line, and it's actually going to give me the same fill or the same stroke and the color, which is really nice. And I've got that right there ready to go. So that's the way I want you to kind of do it for this activity. I'm going to show you another way that might be a little bit faster for you too if you want to pull out something and you don't care if it's exactly perfect, nice and angular and round. So we also have this pencil tool right here, and you can come in and I can say, oh, I want to talk about the heel down here. So I'm going to circle that heel and maybe draw over here, just kind of freehand. Once again, it's black by default. I can go to my eyedropper or grab the color and change the size and everything else. But I'm just going to grab the same line, and you'll notice it's got this little arrow or this little circular thing. I like the more angular one a little bit better. If you want to do just a simple circle instead of having the line go around it, you can just circle it, something like that. Once again, grab the eyedropper, and then you've got this kind of hand-drawn feel over top of it too. So you've got a little bit of options when you're kind of pointing things out in there, and you can use the pen, the pencil tool, and the basic shape tools to make these kind of drawovers inside of InDesign.